The unsung hero of the movie, the heroine, Gal Gadot, if I'm butchering her name, I apologize, Wonder Woman, Princess Diana. I think she could have been on the poster herself. Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman.
My only regret and my only gripe about Wonder Woman, there wasn't enough of her in the movie. And I'm hoping that 4-hour cut will do that. She stole the show every single scene she was in. She carried power with her. And Gal, I think, brought great acting chops to this role. The entire essence of what I picture a strong, powerful Wonder Woman to be.
Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. You kind of were a little divisive on that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Jesse Eisenberg. When they first announced that, I was trying to picture him as Luthor, thinking, okay, is he going to shave his head? Is he going to do anything? And then he kind of gets cast and ends up looking just like normal Jesse Eisenberg in a nice white suit. It did turn out better than I anticipated. He still worked out much better, and he still gets shaved in the end, just like basically every movie Luthor we've had.
Was a different take on Lex Luthor, the millennial version of this spastic, creative genius where he's so bored he's erratic all over the place. Mm-hmm. And that made for a different take on Lex Luthor. I think that as the series goes on, more of the movie, we will get to see more of Lex Luthor become that hardened mastermind that we all know. Now he's just a mad brainiac. Young mad scientist. Yeah. There's got to be a reason that so many critics came out and said, we don't like it. It's not our type of movie. We prefer our comic book movies to kind of be...
hand-holding? Is that what they want? Because I know it's bad, but if you look at almost every superhero movie, and really, I think Marvel's going to go ahead and try dipping into DC world with this when they come out with Spider-Man, because we already know the origins. So here we have Batman, who, they didn't go through and just completely spell out all the origins. And the thing is, they also didn't hold our hands with this movie. When he was having that dream, seeing Flash and whatnot, so much happened throughout this movie that wasn't explained. And I think that's one of the reasons why critics didn't like the movie, because most critics, I think, went to go see this movie was just like, oh, Batman and Superman. Okay, well, let me go watch this movie. Are you going to read the comics? Yeah. Are you going to look at the source material and look at the actual movies that came out? Just invest 3 or 4 hours into the movies. Yeah, I'm just going to go watch it. I'm sure they'll explain every little thing. Wait, they're not? They're not going to explain the Justice League? They're not going to go ahead and explain the rise of Apocalypse and Darkseid, those dreams, the Omega Signal? We saw those... Paralegions flying. I think I got the right. Parademons flying around.
Did you say paralegals?
No, I said paralegals.
No. Darkseid with the lawsuit.
Darkseid with the lawsuit. But no, we saw them flying around. There was no explanation for absolutely nothing. You saw it and they didn't touch on it. So you have all these elements everywhere that would be confusing if you walked in there completely blind. Not saying it won't be entertaining or good, but just you won't understand it. And I think the critics just like, you know what? They just want something to harp on. They want something to complain about. And really, this movie did give a few things for critics to complain about. But really, this movie wasn't made for the critics. It was made for the fans. It's made for the general audience to go see it, to go purchase their ticket. And I think that if you are a general audience member, you're going to enjoy the movie. I see now why Batman's name went first. This was Batman versus Superman. There's a lot that I think they could have really dove into Superman, so to speak, of, his psychological, how he's thinking about this. One minute he's just like, well, they're not accepting me. I'm just going to quit being Superman, flies off. The next thing you know, he's instantly coming back to save Lois. And I'm like, we could have used more scenes of him in isolation, really pondering why should he fight for humanity? Why should he continue to be the symbol of hope? While meanwhile, this symbol outside brings you pain, Batman. And he's just thinking also like, wow, he's thinking more and more, this guy really could become a menace. And I really think that until he snaps out of it, I'm thinking he had a little mind control going on when that dream started happening. Because how did he know about Darkseid and all that other stuff? I'm thinking some of that apocalypse mojo is coming to him. So that snapped him out of it. So, but again, we have so many, theories and whatnot.
I think the biggest scene that really didn't work for me was the Batman vs Superman fight scene with the armored Batman. I get it. It's supposed to be a big bulky suit. It's supposed to be able to withstand, Superman's punches and stuff. But when you're like the top martial artist in the entire world and you spend that entire fight just punching Superman right in the face like, you're in a hockey fight, that's just kind of silly. I mean, do something else. Give him a backhand. Give him an elbow. I wish that had been a little more well thought out. I think they could have made Batman look a little less aggressive in that fight.
About the fight, though.
Yeah.
Did you see? I know you saw the Dark Knight Returns Part 1, Part 2. Well, if you're looking at that and looking at that fight, I can kind of see personally why. Because if you look at those two, you see that Superman, that fight, didn't really want to fight Batman at all.
Yeah.
Which again, in here, he didn't want to fight. I mean, you see elements as like this, where in the cartoon, you see Batman being the more aggressive person, like, I could have ended you right before he had that fake heart attack.
Yeah.
And here we see him also having the upper hand again on Superman. So you see a more aggressive, Batman. And there, I agree with you that I wanted to see more of a karate master, of a martial artist, Batman.
Even using other gadgets in the suit or anything.
He just not.
I mean,
but he did do it to the bad guys.
I think he was more, with that fight, was more based on emotion than his bat logic.
Yeah.
I hate this logic. Sorry. Well,
Yes.
He wasn't
Yes.
calm. He was more he was tunnel vision on destroying Superman. And he
Dark
didn't
side
really
vibes.
He didn't really think it logically, where Superman had calmed down and was coming to him for help. He was being manipulated. Both of them were being manipulated. The puppet string, the master was Lex Luthor on this one, who probably in future movies will be puppet stringed by someone with the Omega beams. Let's wrap this up. What are you looking forward to the next movie and to the franchise, the DC Cinematic Universe franchise? We got Suicide Squad coming up. What are you looking forward to in the next few years?
Suicide Squad will be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to Wonder Woman. It's been a long time coming for a Wonder Woman film.
Me, of course, I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad. Those trailers looked awesome. Confusing, but awesome.
I enjoyed the movie. I felt that it could have been broken up into 2 parts to let it breathe a little bit more. When I left, I thought that I wanted more. I wanted to see more in the movie. And that was...
4-hour one.
Yeah, that's why the 4-hour one. Break it up in 2 parts. Have one here in March. Have one in December. And let the characters kind of breathe. There's some parts they cut out, but I enjoyed it. I think the critics think that the formula for all superhero movies has to be the Marvel way, and it doesn't. There's different comic books, there's different movies, and this worked for me. Delve into the Void, fans. If you have any comments about Batman vs Superman, leave us a comment on YouTube or Facebook, and we'll keep on talking about it, because this is only the beginning of the DC Universe. We'll be right back.